Welcome to the final thrilling episode of Skull and Duggery. Once again, it is Halloween, and our two friends are in the old gravedigger's hut. What's wrong, Skull? You've been quiet all day.
Yes, Duggery, I'm worried. Miss Connor said she would be here by now.
That can't be the only reason. I've never seen you like this before.
Sorry, old chap. I suppose I should come clean.
About what?
About why I'm here. Why I came back.
What do you mean, Skull?
Has it ever crossed your mind, Duggery, that it's a bit odd? A living skeleton in a Savile Row suit?
No, really. After all, I'm a talking dog that can read. The world's an odd place, Skull. Anyway, came back from where?
Never mind that part. I came back to life, Duggery. I was given a year, from one Halloween to the next. I was hoping that Miss Connor would help me find the answers I'm looking for, but I'm running out of time. You see, I explained everything to her weeks ago while you were eating the treats she brought.
Oh, that's what you two were on about.
Sorry I'm late.
Ah, thank goodness you're here.
Yeah, I hope you can explain what's going on. I can't get any sense out of him.
I hope so too, Mr. Skull. Do you remember the last thing you did before all this started with Duggery?
Yes. I agreed to meet my brother at our father's grave. It had only been 2 days after his funeral, and when I got there, the grave had been messed with.
Messed with?
Yes. Someone had removed about 2 feet of earth from the top, creating a shallow trench. I remember being very upset.
And then?
And then nothing. The next thing I knew, I was lying on the ground and Duggery was there. The only other thing I remember was a voice telling me I had a year, from Halloween to Halloween.
Well, I think I know what happened.
Well, tell us. I'm gobsmacked here.
You may not like what I reveal, Mr. Skull.
That may be so, Miss Connor, but I must know.
Very well. Your father had died.
Yes, on October 25th.
His funeral was on the 29th.
Yes, that's correct.
And according to the newspaper stories I have here, you disappeared on the 31st.
That's Halloween.
Wait, what do you mean, disappeared?
Yeah, it says here in this clipping, James Scully, Taylor, son of the late James Scully, Esquire of Savile Row, has disappeared without trace. Police are baffled as to his whereabouts. His brother, Michael, has been helping Detective Chief Inspector Farrend of Scotland Yard with his inquiries.
That's Donald Farrend, great-great-grandfather of Desmond.
Our far end of the yard. I have missed saying that, you know.
Exactly. They never found out what happened to you. They suspected Michael but could never prove it because they couldn't find your body.
So, what happened to Michael?
He sold the family business for a good sum.
So he was all right after that, I suppose.
Sadly, no. He gambled it all away. Died in poverty just 5 years later.
Wasn't he buried in the family plot too?
No, he left specific instructions that he be cremated and his ashes scattered on top of the family plot.
But he was the last Scully. He should have been buried with the family.
He didn't want the grave to be disturbed.
What?
Why? Because then they would have found you.
I'm afraid Duggery's right. Your brother lured you to your father's fresh grave, and whilst you were standing in horror at what you thought was desecration, he murdered you and buried you right there.
What better place to hide a body than in a fresh grave?
I don't know what to say.
I'm sorry to bring such sad news.
Not at all, Miss Connor. I asked, you delivered.
So, what now, Skull?
I'm afraid I must leave. Sorry, old chap.
Our friends gather at the grave of one James Scully, Esquire.
Well, cheerio, old chum. It's been quite an adventure.
What do we do?
I'm going to lie down where you found me. Perhaps you should dig around in the dirt again?
Yeah, all right. How's that? Any good?
Duggery, you can stop now.
What happened?
He's gone. Just faded into the ground.
Blimey. Two sad figures approach the gravedigger's hut. Well, I suppose this is goodbye.
Oh no, Duggery. I was hoping I could still drop by to see you from time to time. Maybe with more treats.
Yeah, thanks. That would be nice. Do that. Good night.
I will. Good night. And I'll also make sure you never find out who I really am, dear Duggery.
It is Halloween, and as Duggery, a large, shaggy dog, nears the old gravedigger's hut, he sees a small figure sitting on the step. Hello. You're a bit late for trick or treat.
I'm not going back.
What? Back where?
To the orphanage. It's awful there. I ran away and I'm not going back.
Fair enough. I'm the last one to stop somebody running away from an awful place. Did it myself.
Really?
Yeah. Tell you what, come on in. We'll have some tea and biscuits and share stories. There's a fairly comfortable armchair in there where you can sleep too if you want.
Gosh, thanks. That would be super.
Come on then. My name's Duggery, by the way. What's yours?
Oh, nice to meet you, Duggery. My name is James.
And that concludes the 15-part series of Skull and Duggery. I suppose that means I'll have to see if I can get my job back at the car wash. Oh well.